2 minutes to send some last minute text messages. Please go ahead and reach out to your friends, family, teammates. Make sure that they get on. We are going to get started in just a couple of minutes.
That's what you're going to have to do. Hey, yeah, get on. Oh. The mic's off, right?
Calvin, how
What's up?
a whole lot, my friend, a whole lot. Are you ready to get this meeting started?
Yeah, sure. I won't be able to have a camera on because I'm going to be driving and getting to my Toastmasters meeting, but yeah.
No worries, no worries. We're going to get started here in a couple of minutes.
Sweet, sweet.
We're going to get started in 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know your name and where you are connecting from. We're going to get started in 1 minute.
Great evening. This is Carla in Maryland.
Arlene
Welcome,
from San Antonio, Texas.
Welcome, Arlene.
Awesome, welcome. Who else we got?
Roy, St. Louis.
St. Louis, nice. Welcome, brother. Who else? Who else?
Sarah George, Maryland.
Welcome, Sarah.
Brenda, Denver, Colorado.
Welcome, Brenda.
Chris from Corona, California.
Chris, what's up, brother? I'm also from California. This is Calvin.
What's up, Calvin?
Leslie's of South Carolina.
South Carolina. Welcome, Leslie.
All right, all right. We are going to get this meeting started. I appreciate the introductions, Calvin. Let's go ahead and get this meeting started. We are 4 minutes past the hour, so we want to go ahead and get started right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is 𝐍𝐎𝐓 𝐅𝐎𝐑𝐃. I'm super excited for getting this meeting started here today. Let me just hit record here.
Recording in progress.
Let me mute everybody. All right, there we go. Okay, looks like we are going. So let's see here. Let me make sure that my co-host is able to unmute himself. Pete, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, perfect. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's Build, Network, and Encore Solar presentation. We're going to break all of that down today. So my name is 𝐍𝐎𝐓 𝐅𝐎𝐑𝐃. I'm super excited to be here and to share some powerful information with you, but more importantly, right now, to introduce a gentleman that's going to kick off tonight's opportunity webinar. So I would highly recommend that you take copious notes, that you pay close attention to the information that's going to be shared with you here today, because it is literally, as of right now, already changing the lives of many, many people financially, time freedom. I promise you it'll be worth your time, but I don't want you to miss anything. So I would highly, highly recommend that you go ahead and cut off all distractions. So with that being said, the gentleman that I'm going to introduce is a gentleman that I've known for a lot of years. We've crossed paths here and there for a lot of years, never got to work together till just a couple of years ago. And I'm so happy that I did. He's one of the sharpest people that I know, one of the most professional, one of the most knowledgeable in this industry that we are in, both the solar industry and the network marketing industry. Super proud to be able to call him a friend and a colleague. So with that being said, I'd like to turn the mic over to Mr. Pete Abraham.
Thank you, JC. I appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you're listening. Make sure you're here to have some fun, and make sure you're here to have an open mind, okay? Because I can tell you a little bit about my history real quick here. I served in the U.S. Navy. I'm a single father, have 2 daughters. I raised my older daughter from the age of 2 on up. And I had every reason to just go get 3 jobs and work myself into the ground. Fortunately, I was able to find an industry like this many, 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 many years ago. And I paid attention. I learned. It became a student of the industry. So I would just tell you today, just show up for yourself. You need to thank you so much. Just show up for yourself, guys. This may or may not be for you, but I can tell you something. It beats a job, which for most people, if you understand, like for me in the past, just over broke. So you can raise your hand to yourself if that's how you feel. Imagine being a single dad, turning down things that I thought could be good for me and make me some immediate income just so that I could be with my daughters. Okay, so I want to talk to somebody's heart tonight because it's not just about money. It's about family. It's about being able to work when you can, work by design, work by lifestyle. So I'm going to get going to this. I'm going to share my screen. And then if somebody can tell me that they can see my screen in just a second, I'll bring that right into it. And let me start right here. So give me a second here. And I will bring this up in slideshow. You guys should be able to see that in just a second. If somebody can tell me.
Yes, we do.
All right. All right. Here we go. Well, welcome to the BYLD Network. It's my privilege tonight to explain a little bit more about the details of what we do and kind of what makes this whole thing work. First of all, we work on your mindset, we work on your business, and we work on your net worth. Obviously, you have to have the mindset to get the net worth. But what is it that you can drive? What is it, the catalyst that makes us able to make what we do and to help the amount of people that we can? And I'm going to keep going with that here. So who we are, we're a direct sales company and a community of like-minded entrepreneurs. Obviously, we want to be independent, but we want to work with people who are like-minded. People have the same habits. You know, they say you become the 5 people you hang around the most. So take that note down and ask yourself, are the 5 people I'm hanging around with the most, are they helping me or hurting me? And sometimes we don't want to look at that answer. But why would we want to build a business? Number one, because nobody's coming to save you. I don't know how you guys feel, but you know, it's kind of hard to go out there and want to start something and do something, and everybody dreams about having their own business, but a lot of people don't even know what it takes, or they don't have $500,000 to invest in something. So most people never do that, and they go to their 9 to 5 or these days their 40, 60-hour week job easily, and they survive. My question to you tonight when you look at this is, do you want to survive or do you want to prosper? And I'm talking to you. Entrepreneurship used to be a should, now it has become a must. What do we mean by that? Look at what's going on. I don't think anybody has to have me tell them, but there's a lot of debt crisis going on, layoffs, inflation, higher taxes. If you live in California, you're probably raising both hands on that one. High interest rates. Look what's happened to the interest rates. Bankruptcies are up. Foreclosures are coming back, which leads us to, in many cases, towards a recession and job displacement. So let me ask you a question. Would you fire yourself from your own business? And before you answer that, a lot of people fire themselves in their own business every day because they're not willing to show up and put the work in. So, you know, I choose not to fire myself. I choose to hire myself every single day and allow myself to work from home while doing that. There's a lot of massive layoffs. AI is taking over. Look at the list right here. Intel, T-Mobile, Google, Cisco, GM. Thousands of jobs where people went there, thought they had a great job, and it was taken away from them. So just food for thought. Nobody's job is safe anymore. In addition to that, people want and need to make more money. If you Google how to start a business, which most people are looking to do something, you know, they can do arts and crafts, they can do all kind of this, they can do all types of things are out there. Uber's a good one, Etsy, Airbnb, you've heard of those, Shopify. People are looking for opportunity, okay? And people want and need to make more money. So what should we be looking for in a business opportunity? Industries with a big target market and low market penetration. If I get in the business of selling used toothpicks, that's probably not going to work out very well, is it? Right? So we want essential goods and services such as gas, electricity, water that everybody uses no matter what. And then we want industries that thrive in good and bad economies. All right? Because you don't want to have your business taken out if things go down. How many of you know a business right now that was flourishing 2 years ago or 5 years ago, and then when things get tough, gone? Because people start to cut off the things they realize they don't need, that they're luxuries. So we're going to talk to you about something tonight that is not a luxury, it's a necessity. So what do we do here at BYLD? First of all, if you look at these 4, I'll briefly touch on them, then we'll get a little bit deeper into it. But ADT and Brinks Home Security, right? That's the home protection services. Those are household names. We have our Encore Solar and Freedom Forever. We'll talk about that together as well. We'll focus on that a lot. And then you'll hear a little bit about the BYLD Rewards, which is travel, shopping, and saving, and the Smart Money Club. A lot of times when people go into business, you start your own business, you got everything you thought you needed, but you didn't know how to keep yourself in business and protect yourself in business, right? And what to do with the money you make so that you're keeping that money. It doesn't matter how much you make if you don't keep any of it. So that's another thing to look at. So we're going to talk about solar. I love this. I've been in the solar industry for 15 years. I have a real estate, mortgage, life insurance, and notary public background. Before I did all that, like I said, it was in the Navy. And I also had a detailing business and a lawn route. Guys, raise your hand if you probably had both of those, right? So I know how to work with my hands. I can roll up my sleeves, right? I don't mind doing any of that kind of stuff. It's what made me the person I am now, that I'll do other things that other people are uncomfortable doing and they won't do. So, but let's talk about solar. It changed my life. I actually, 2008, 2009, you saw what happened with the foreclosures and everything like that. And I was looking, gosh, what else am I going to do, right? What else can I do? And I answered an ad on Craigslist, which is probably dating myself. And in that ad, I just went, I just want to see what they say, because I want to see what kind of stuff was out there. They replied to me. Long story short, I ended up working for a Southern California, pretty major solar installer. I worked for Sunrun, and then I worked for another bigger one down here in Southern California. But what I learned there is I didn't want to drive 5,000-6,000 miles a month, go to somebody's door, have them no-show me, right? Have somebody open the door. They're like, what appointment are you talking about? I realized there was a better way of doing it, and I found it just a few short years ago. And now I'm here with BYLD because I see the timing and the opportunity. And tonight we want you to see that as well. So think to yourself, or raise your hand, or whatever you want to do. Raise your hand if you use electricity. Keep that hand up if you'd rather use electricity than candles. What happens if you don't pay your electric bill? They cut it off and you'll be using candles. I would call that a necessity. So out of 130 homes in the US, 90 million are eligible for solar. Approximately 3.5 million have gone solar, and that leaves 87 million homes eligible currently without solar. Think about this second. No matter where you live, all you have to do is go outside and you realize, my goodness, every one of these houses use electricity. I'd call that an opportunity. So why solar for consumers? Well, they can save up to 50% on energy costs, zero down. Most people don't know this, so you have to share this with people. Zero down with various financing options, blackout protection, that's battery backup, right? For those areas that need that. Tax credits if they qualify, 30, right now it's 30% if they qualify, and an immediate increase in home value. And last but not least, you're doing the right thing by having clean energy for you, your kids, your grandkids. And fun fact here, in 2022, someone went solar every 44 seconds. That's pretty fast. That's pretty often. In 2023, I think it was even faster. So let's talk a little bit about our installation partner. Thank God I don't have to roll up my sleeves and actually do that work. I respect those guys a lot. Can you imagine being on a roof when it's 115 degrees? You don't want to be that person. You want to be this person on Zoom helping. It all works together. Freedom Forever. Freedom Forever has over 150,000 installs. You can see the certifications right there, but they're nationwide and they cover a large amount of the country. One of the things that makes them unique is this. They have a 25-year production guarantee, literally the best in the industry. And they're the only solar panel installation company that 100% guarantees the amount of energy that your solar system will produce. So guaranteed power, a return of lost savings, which means if your system was down for whatever reason and it was the fault of the actual system, then whatever you paid to the utility, right, that you had to pay out, they will actually give you a return. They'll give you a check or credit for that amount through their guaranteed production program. So you won't find that at most places. Here's what I love. States we cover. Why do I love this? How many of you know somebody that lived in your state that moved to another state? I'll give you a minute. For example, here in California, how many people you know from California say, I'm getting the heck out of here because these high taxes, whatever's going on here, crime rate, which also makes alarms very, very important. But how many of you know somebody that left your state? And if you or me had a solar company that only covered that Southern California or your town or the next town or 2 states, what if they moved across the country to Florida or Puerto Rico or Maine? This is huge, guys. We are actively installing in the dark green states, coming soon in the light green, and have room to grow in the other ones. And obviously the dark green, the reason why is those have the best value proposition of all. That's why we're here live in those states right now, which represents 66% of the United States. Folks, you'll be dead before you get to all these people. I hate to say that, but it's true. So what do you see here in this picture? Well, what I see here is opportunity. If you look at those houses, you'll see some with solar, some without solar, right? But the majority still will be without solar, especially if you're in a state that was not an early adopter of solar, because their prices might have been a little bit lower. But ask yourself this. Have you seen your own bill? You right here talking to me tonight. Have you seen your own bill increasing and increasing in little increments, or do you just pay it? A lot of people just pay it, and then later on they open it up, they're surprised. Oh my gosh, that's not what it used to be. It's gone up 10, 15, 20% over a certain amount of time. So this spells opportunity. And I can guarantee you after today, when you go outside, you will look at every single roof, because those of us who are in the business, that's what we do. We look up and see, I can help them, good roof, bad roof, too much shade. Guess what? That's a good income for me. But what's in it for the customers? This person on the left is a California customer. Before solar, paying $287, after $148. Okay? And I don't know about you, but if I ask anybody right now, if you asked anybody, would you rather pay $287 for electricity or $148 for electricity? And they're probably getting more electricity for that $148 than they were for the $287. That's a no-brainer. All right? Let's go across the country to Florida. $410. They got some big houses out there too. $410 before solar, $290 a month after solar. Again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. A famous man that you probably hear from tonight, I love this quote. It says, a solar sales presentation is not a presentation, it's an IQ test, right? So that's funny when you think about it, but it really is. If you asked your child, would you rather pay $287 or $148, $410 or $290, and they got the wrong answer, you'd probably correct them, right? Same thing here. It's really an IQ test. And then for those people who don't get it, just so you know, folks, I have my own line, and write this one down. Some people deserve to pay full price. All right, so let's just have a little fun, guys. You're right, make it fun. Energy cost over time. It's no secret that energy is costing more and more and more. Systems are getting older. Transmission grids, cables, all the stuff, substations, transfer stations, all that stuff is almost antique now because it wasn't made for Teslas and all the new things that are happening now and all these computers and extra TVs. So let's imagine today's payment here, as you see on your screen, was $150 in that bottom left of that. And you take a 6 to 8% annual increase, which is actually being very conservative in some markets. Our friends on the East Coast will tell us a lot of those areas are going up way higher than that in the annual increase. So in 10 years, it went from 150 to doubling to 300, and in 30 years, be 1,500. I don't know about you, but do you think your income is going to go up that fast? So that presents a problem, and we have a solution for that. So why not lock in your electricity costs, no money down, and receive potentially a 30% tax credit with no money down? Folks, it's not. Some people say, well, I don't know if I could afford that. I would ask you humbly, can you afford not to? Why wouldn't you? And then we have energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. Look who said that. I didn't say that. I didn't make it up. But I think I'd rather trust somebody who has a background like this than even myself. I look for opportunity. You should look up for opportunity that not everybody has. Everybody needs. It's not going away, and you can impact not only. I have clients, remember I've been doing this 15 years, that back then they signed up, and now guess what? They're middle-aged, they're 30, 40, and 10, 15 years later, now they have kids that are going and buying their first house, and just like a AAA card, you wouldn't send your daughter out. I wouldn't send my daughter out without a AAA card in case she needs it and breaks down, right? Why would you do that for your electricity. Why would you pay full price? Just like gas. If I could buy gas at a cheaper price and lock it in 20 years ago just by flashing this little card, and it never would go up for the next 25 years, wouldn't that be a no-brainer to do that? That's the opportunity we have in front of us. That's the ideology behind this. So I'm happy to share these with you. I'm excited. You keep it simple. You ask people questions. You ask them how they like their bill. Nobody likes their bill. Would you rather use that savings for your grandkids, your kids, or would you rather continue giving it to the utility? I'll give you a minute. All right. And with that, folks, my time right here is up. I'm going to turn it over to our next speaker, who you've already met. But let me just tell you something. I could. It's like a receipt. I could list so many things about this gentleman. But I'll just say a few here, and then we'll turn it over to him. Number one, this next speaker is a highly successful marketer, trainer. By the age of 30, he had made his first $1 million in commissions. He's established himself as a premier trainer, helping people worldwide, consulting for other business leaders in this industry, and he mentors people through his live speaking events and his training courses. And it gives me great privilege to introduce my friend and my co-host, J.C. Rangel.
All right, Pete. Thank you very much. Amazing job, brother. And as you were saying all those nice things, I was wondering, hey, I thought I was supposed to go up today, right? So thank you. That's what happens when you pay somebody $100 to introduce you, right? They say nice things about you. But Pete, amazing job as always. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to share with you the money, right? So if you guys could help me out here, let's liven up the group even more. If you could please put some dollar signs or some emojis or let's go into the chat, because we're going to talk about the money. Yes, some fire signs sound great as well, right? We're going to talk about the money. And just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I got started in the solar industry in 2020. I come from the direct sales network marketing world, and I decided I was going to become a professional because I saw the writing on the wall, as Pete mentioned. When they shared with me the numbers, right now we are at we just hit our 5 million homes in America that have gone solar. But when I start seeing out what the government is doing, when I start seeing about electric vehicles and things like California, you can't even build a new home in California unless it has solar. Gas-powered vehicles are going to be gone by the year 2035. And so many things. I realized the world is going renewable energy. And I learned a long time ago, a billionaire once said, if you want to get wealthy, identify where the masses are going and get there first. The world is going renewable energy, but I want you guys to know something. This is not just about becoming a professional at selling solar. There's plenty of people in our company that don't want to sell solar, but they want to cash in on the solar revolution. And that's what they're doing. So we're going to show you how to do that today as well. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 second here. I got to get, there we go. Okay, let me know if you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen okay? Perfect. All right, so I'm going to get into the compensation. Now, there's 7 ways that we get paid, but I'm not going to talk about all of them, right? But I'll tell you what, in the last 3.5 years, my team and I have been able to do over 2,100 solar installations, over 2,100. That's over $105 million in sales in a 3-year period. And we made some great money. However, we did not have this compensation plan. We did not have this installer. So I am extremely excited to share with you the details. So first and foremost, our personal sales. When somebody gets started and they want to start selling solar, right, they earn 70% of the commission. The average profit on a job is $10,000. That means that 70% of that would be a $7,000 average commission is what we make. Okay. Now, once your first 3 sales have to be done with a mentor, and I'm going to talk about how to get to mentor, but what your first 3 sales have to be done 50-50 split with a mentor. What that means is, let's say I'm brand new. I know somebody that's interested in the solar presentation, is interested in possibly going solar. I enter the lead. I tag the mentor, the specialist, somebody like Mr. Pete Abraham, or a lot of the mentors that we have in the company. They help design the proposal, price a proposal. We schedule an appointment and the presentation is done. When the sale is closed, that commission, those $7,000 on average, is split 50-50. So that's when I use a mentor. Now, as a mentor, you could do mentor sales for anybody in the company, and this is an extremely lucrative position. As a matter of fact, we have a gentleman in our company that in March closed over 28 mentor sales. So do the math. $3,500 is what we make on average on a mentor sale, 28 of them. That is a good year that month, okay? So how do you become a mentor? You have to first complete your 3 training sales with a mentor. Once you're done with that, you take the certification to start selling on your own. Once you close 5 deals on your own without the help of a mentor, you now have to complete the company certification to become a mentor. And once you complete that company certification, you are now a mentor in the platform, in our nationwide platform. Now people from California all the way through New Jersey and everywhere in between can go ahead and tag you to be a mentor and close their sales for them. So we're going to talk about some of the examples and some of the money that the potential that we can make. So let's say, for example, as a mentor, you help 4 consultants close their first 3 sales. That's 12 sales total. The average is $3,500 per split sale. That is $42,000 in commissions, mentor split commissions. And these are not people that you went and looked for. These are mentor sales. Somebody found these people that are interested in solar. They tagged you, you presented the deal, you closed it. When I was on the field closing in 2021, 2022, 2023, I was closing over 100 of these mentor deals per year from home via Zoom. As a matter of fact, from this very home office that I am at today. From this very home office, I made over $1 million in mentor sales, right? This is a very, very lucrative position here. So now, for those of us that want to team build, the team building aspect, ladies and gentlemen, is optional. Most people participate in it, frankly, because it makes too much sense, because we are not just offering people the opportunity to cash in on the solar industry, to go ahead and get customers, but you are also being offered the opportunity to be a solar broker from day one. So when we get started, we are a consultant. Everybody starts as a consultant, and you earn a 20% override on all of your frontline people, anybody that you personally introduce. So if I bring on Pete and Pete makes a sale and makes $7,000, he made $7,000. I'm going to make an average between $600 and $1,000 on every sale that Pete makes for life. For life. Keep in mind, this is a career path. Right? Solar, very much like security and insurance, is a solar path. But in my opinion, this is the easiest sale in the world. We take an existing expense that everybody has. We cut that bill by 10, 20, 30, 50% with no money out of pocket and get paid a bunch of money for doing that. So that's a consultant, right? Anybody you introduce, you make a 20% commission. Once you get promoted to manager, first of all, we make a big deal out of manager. So once you get promoted to manager, that means that you and your team had a total of 10 installs in the last 60 days. 10 installs, that's about 5 per month between you and your team. Now what happens is you get a pay raise. Instead of a 20% override, you're bumped up to a 30% override on people you introduced. Anybody that they introduce, regardless of levels, you are now earning a 10% override on all of the sales from that organization, right? This first rank alone, with my first company that I work with, just this rank alone would have made more money than any money that I made if I was just a manager there, right? But it doesn't stop there. So the next rank is director. For those of you guys that really want to build, that want to go out there and really build a team, 24 installs in a 60-day period, 12 per month. You move up to a 35% first level override and a 15% through unlimited depth in your organization. And then finally, executive and national director. I mean, what can I say? These ranks at executive director, national director, this is where you get to the top 1% income earners in the world as an executive director. It takes 70 installs with you and your team in a 60-day period, which, by the way, in my peak last year, my team before we started this company, we were doing between 100 and 130 installs every month. Not every 2 months, but every month. So when we talk about 70 installs in a 60-day period, this is not by any means impossible. Not by any means. It is absolutely possible. We already have people that are well on track to hitting this rank and the last rank in their very first year. Okay, and I'm going to show you some examples of those, but here's what happens at executive and national director. You now enter the 2% company-wide pool. 2% of all of the sales, the security sales, the solar sales, commercial solar we also offer. All 2% of all sales go into this pool, and every executive director shares in a percentage of all of the sales in the company, which those can be some very, very big checks. And the national director, I mean, it's just more money on top of it. The pool goes up to 5%. So it is a tremendous compensation plan. I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to have some of the highest paid people, if not the highest paid people, in the entire direct sales and certainly the solar industry. So to recap, the manager overrides. This is the very first rank, 10 installs in a 2-month period, in a 60-day period, 30% override on people you personally introduced, and a 10% override on anybody that they introduced. So here's an example of a manager. Again, this is the first rank. Let's say you got a team of 10. It doesn't have to be a team of 10. It could be a team of 2. It could be a team of 5. Doesn't matter. But a team that's doing 10 installs, right? Let's say, for example, 10 people did 1 install. 4 of them came from level 1. 6 of them came from level 2. Your overrides in this situation would be $6,300 in overrides, assuming you made no sales yourself. This is you as a solar broker. Now, what if you did a sale yourself and you added an extra $7,000, being the average commission as that we make on our personal sales? Well, then you'd be at $13,300 in commissions with a team of 10. It could be a team of 5, right? It's just 10 sales. We're not talking about a lot of sales. So let's say, for example, you've got the same team of 10, but instead of 1 sale each, they made 2 sales each, right? $13,800 in overrides. You're now paid as a director, so the commissions go up, right? Not only did the sales go up, but the percentages went up. So if you notice, the overrides more than doubled here, right? So that is as a director. Now, if you made a sale yourself, you had $20,000 for the month. Now, notice that we don't even get into the executive director overrides. We don't even get into the national director, because those are just ludicrous. Those overrides are outrageous, right? So, but what would it take for you to start your own solar business? This is all it would take. The relationships, the installer, the marketing, CRM technology, all of this, because we offer you the opportunity to be your own solar broker. All of this is offered to you, and all of this is included for everything that we offer with the company. In addition to that, not only are you a solar broker, but you are also a home security broker, because the same people that buy solar also buy home security. So we don't just offer solar, we also offer Brinks home security. So we have a nationwide, almost a nationwide, we almost cover all states between these 2 companies. So we're able to also protect their home in addition to saving them a bunch of money. So ladies and gentlemen, how do you get started with our company? There's 3 options. Option number 1, you can become an affiliate for free. Talk to a person that invited you, they'll send you the link, you become an affiliate for free. That is a referral agent. Anytime that you refer somebody to our company that decides to go solar, the company's going to pay you between $500 and $1,000 for that person going solar, right? Pretty straightforward. As a consultant is when you want to open up your solar division, your solar brokerage. $149 month 1. Then after that, it is $49 per month. That gives you everything that we talked about here today. Now, notice that there is a 3rd option. This is called the builder option. Up to the builder option, we're only talking about your Encore solar and security division. Now we're going to talk about how to be an entrepreneur. We're going to talk about the residual comp plan that we have, and the 3rd service that we offer as well. The builder position is $199 and $99 per month. I'm going to break down, because this also has the Build Rewards app, and it's got the Smart Money Club. So we're going to break these down here shortly. So the Smart Money Club, the way I see it, is this is the entrepreneur university. This is the entrepreneur toolbox. It shows you the financial mastery. It's got a credit repair software that you can use for yourself, for your family, for your customers, for anybody you want. You have your own credit repair software and credit building software, tax planning, how to be your own bank, how to retire tax-free. I'm sure I'm not the only one here that has seen, or maybe you've been in this situation, because I have. I've been in the situation and I've seen it where people make a lot of money, maybe in the real estate boom, maybe in the crypto boom, they make a lot of money, 5, 10 years goes by, and they have nothing to show for it. Well, here's the thing. The richest people in the world know some things that the rest of the people do not know, like tax-free retirement, how to be your own bank, how to use your dollar 2 times, okay? How to retire wealthy. That is what the financial mastery is about. We don't want to just give people the opportunity to be a broker, to be an entrepreneur, to be a business owner, but what to do with that money. Yes, the founder says, JC, we're going to make a lot of money here. People are going to make a lot of money, but that's not enough. We've got to show people how to be financially sound. He has 15 years of experience in the financial service industry. So that's what the Smart Money Club is about. They also help you help you get set up with business mastery, entity structuring the proper entity for yourself, establishing corporate credit, getting access. Once you get that set up, how to get access to capital, and the difference between good and bad credit. So the Smart Money Club, this is, ladies and gentlemen, our launch event is in July, next month. You are looking at still at the pre-launch, and we already have all of these sales, all of these people making some tremendous money. This is getting built as we speak, right? And it will be done by the launch event that happens at the end of next month. So it is the opportunity. When you're looking at opportunities, the sooner you get started with the right company, with the right group of people, the bigger the opportunity is. And then finally, you've got the BYLD Rewards membership. So remember, we're talking about the $99 membership. There's 2 options, $49 a month and $99 a month. These are the 2 services that you get for the $99 membership. The BYLD Rewards app helps you save on all the shopping you do. From restaurants to retailers to traveling. You want to book your airplane tickets instead of going to orbitz.com, do it through your own BYLD Rewards app and see if you can save an extra 15, 20%. You want to go to theme parks. You want to book a hotel room. Book it through the BYLD Rewards app, okay? And all of the shopping that you do, over 50,000 restaurants and over 150,000 retailers. As a matter of fact, the average person that uses a BYLD Rewards app saves between $2,500 and $3,500 per year. Folks, that's more money than what the membership costs you. Oh, and by the way, all of the memberships have a refer for, pay no more. So there's a lot of people that work with us that are not even paying the monthly fee because they already referred their first month. So their business is free, right? So how does this pay you? See, we already talked about the commissions. We talked about the passive income. That's great. Now I'm going to break down the residual income. So any of your team members, when you are a builder with the company, any of your members on your team, if you decide to build a team, are now builders, and you make a residual income from that membership. So here's the thing. There's only 2 teams. There's a left team and there's a right team. This is called the dual team bonus, also known as the binary. So the left team and the right team, as soon as your team, let's call it team 1, reaches a total of 10 people, not 10 people you introduced. Maybe I introduced Pete and Mary, and Pete and Mary grew teams, and those teams each grew through 10 people. Once my team 1 grows to 10 people and my team 2 gets to 10 people as well, the company will now start sending me a residual income check of $500 per month. Now, I ask people all the time, do you have residual bills? Are there some bills that are going to come in on a monthly basis regardless? Of course, that's a silly question. Everybody does. Yes, of course. Well, why wouldn't you have residual income? This here is what drives me the most. Selling solar is great. Big commissions are great. But residual income is phenomenal, right? A mentor of mine asked me one day, he says, JC, do you know what residual income is? I said, yes, I think so. He asked me, do you have any residual income? And I said, no, I don't. He said to me, then you must not know what residual income is. Because if you really knew what residual income was, you would run through a brick wall to get it. This is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. Once you get to the 25 member level on each team, remember, it's not 25 people you brought. Maybe you brought 2 or 3 or 4 people that grew, that introduced a couple of people. People are looking for a career. People are driving for Uber. People are delivering food. People are doing all kinds of gigs. People are looking for a way to make more money now more than ever before. So let's say those teams grew to 25 and 25. You're making $1,000 per month, every month residual income. whether you got up and went to work or not. And as you can see, the next rank is $2,000 a month and so on and so forth. I truly believe that last rank, executive 250, I truly believe that within a 24-month period, we will have a couple of folks at the executive 100 and the executive 250 ranks. At the rate that we are going, the impact that we are making, we are well on our way there. We've got plenty of people on the 500 now, the 1,000, the 2,000, even the 4,000. A couple of people are getting real close to that $4,000 a month residual. We are a couple of months old, ladies and gentlemen. Our installation solar side has been around for 13 years, right? But this division on the residual side is only a couple of months old and it is growing fast. So how do you get started? If you want to take advantage of everything that we talked about, the Smart Money Club, your solar and home security brokerage, the residual income, you're looking at $199 month one. Then after that, it's $99 per month. And if you refer 4 people, you pay no more, right? If you just want to stick with the Encore Solar side, solar, home security, building a team and whatnot, it's $149 month one and $49 a month thereafter. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, what I would recommend is this. I would recommend that you get in contact with the person that shared this information with you. Let them get your questions answered. If you're ready to get started, they're going to send you a link for you to get started. And here's what I recommend. Placement and timing is everything. Okay. I recommend that you get your questions answered. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending tonight. And I'll see you guys at the top or from the top. Take care.
Recording stopped.